Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you another sponsored match that I had put on so that we would have some great pro games to watch before the next league starts up. We have up here in the top right, in this best of three, Tyson. And his opponent, good friend of mine, very popular streamer and pro gamer, Scan. All right, so this is just a best of three Scan against Tyson. I have no idea how this turns out, but if you guys don't know who Tyson is, he's a player that basically, like, he's not quite good enough to really play in ASL. You know, he's one of those guys that, like, he's dangerous in the qualifiers, but doesn't really make it. I'm trying to think if he's actually been in an ASL yet, and it's not coming to my mind. I don't think he made it into an ASL yet, but he is someone that plays, like, for instance, in team leagues and in all the sponsored matches and things like that. So a very, very strong Protoss player. Of course, Scan was in ASL Season 11. Failed to make it in 12, but still playing very strongly and playing a lot of practice matches as well. So we'll see what he can do here on Polypoid against Tyson. I love this map for every matchup, really. I think this is the best map out there right now. Not that we have a lot to choose from on the ladder, but... you know, it's Polypoid oftentimes gives you nice long macro games. Now, taking a look at these openings, looks like it's going to be a 15 command center or a gasless expand or a barracks expand, whatever you may call it, but definitely Scan looking to expand before he takes his gas. So getting that expansion up very, very quickly and getting his macro rolling right away. Over here on the side of Tyson, no scouting as of yet. And we'll see if he just throws... Yeah, it looks like Cybernetic Core are going to go down immediately here. So this is going to be the quickest Dragoon possible, it looks like. He is going to go ahead and start mining that gas now as well, as his probe is going to go out to scout. And actually, yes, it's going to go to the south. So going to find Scan first here. But of course, we don't even have a single Zealot making at the moment. Here comes that second pylon. And yeah, we just wait a little bit now. The probe coming down will be just slightly annoying for Scan, but no biggie. He's going to want to take his gas pretty quickly here. And with his SCV going up, he will find that, yeah, there's no Zealot on the way or anything like that. So he's going to feel pretty comfortable in this situation. The probe getting some decent harass, honestly. Look at that. Put some serious damage onto that SCV, but then takes quite a bit of damage himself. Has to run out of there. Not likely that he'll be able to, like, proxy anything with this probe now. Well, I guess the Marine didn't really chase all that far. He did have some time to be able to chase that a little bit further back, but opted not to. In the meantime, the Dragoon is on the way. Only 2 pylons thus far. We'll see if Tyson wants to go for a heavier Dragoon opener or just try to make up for lost time with that Nexus. Now, the way that this is going, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, this looks like it's going to be a proxy. Over here, we do have the second Dragoon starting up. And, I mean, with the gas bank, it kind of looks like it might be Proxy Robo, which actually can be surprisingly hard to stop in a situation like this. You got to get those turrets up very, very quickly. Now, the factory going to be laid down here momentarily. Yep, there it is. And everything looking fine for Scan right now. Robo coming up. So, yeah, this is going to be pretty aggressive. Now, I wonder exactly what we're going to see from Tyson. He is getting the range upgrade, and he does have multiple Dragoons being made, right? Like, he's already queued up another one. Definitely wants to catch this SCV. If he can prevent the SCV from going up, that's actually huge. Oh, but he actually had a drill there through the minerals. Or through to the minerals, rather. So, nice move there by Scan. And the SCV will fall, but he only sees 2 pylons. He didn't get to see if there's going to be one over here. And honestly, like, it could have been a Nexus on the way. So he's not going to be completely sure, but you do want to get an engineering bay in this type of situation. So we see Scan is going for that. Putting some pressure on this front bunker here with that Dragoon. Very important to put some pressure down. Make some of those SCVs stop mining. We'll see if Scan goes right into siege. He is going into 2 factories, so it looks like he wants to put on some pressure. But honestly, here, I wouldn't be surprised if he kind of skips production out of the second factory, focuses on getting siege immediately. Because based on what he's scouted, it's such a late Nexus that really you just have to worry about the pressure your opponent's putting on. Now, a shuttle is on the way. Support bay almost done here, so it is going to be that very, very, very fast Reaver drop. Scan repairing away on the bunker. eBay is done. And look at that, immediately throwing down these turrets. These turrets are going to be up before the Reaver is out. Nexus has started. Now, Tyson's not like, he's not dead or anything. We're going to see how he can do with this, but this definitely looks very good for Scan right now. Getting the siege mode, getting a tank here. The 2 missile turrets really going to buy him a lot of time. We'll see if he adds some more. He could use one like here. He's putting one here. Okay, so yeah, there is this empty spot here that anything could fly through. Let's zoom out and take a look overall. And of course, down at the bottom left of the main base. Now, where will Tyson end up going with this Reaver as it pops out? We shall see. He'll probably fly directly down and show that he has the shuttle. Because you got to check there first. If you get in before the turrets, it's amazing. Okay, there's the Reaver. It's in the shuttle. Single Zealot in there as well. The tank does push back those Dragoons. Okay, second Zealot comes up, and this is the moment of truth here for Tyson. Just going to fly down, sees double turret. Oh, takes some hull damage there on the shuttle, so a bit painful indeed. Another turret being set up, another turret being set up. So that is a full turret ring. The Reaver cannot get in without being hit by missile turret missiles now. Okay, so it looks like he's going to actually rush in here and take down the bunker, and he will kill the bunker. I mean, I guess that's an okay move, but this part is not. The suicidal drop of that Reaver not looking so hot right now for Tyson. How much damage is he really getting done? It's like, okay, some lost mining time. He gets the bunker, some of the Marines. Gets a couple turrets. But honestly, Scan is not going to die. I mean, let's just watch. Let's see what Tyson gets done and how he tries to come out of this. Because the longer this sits here, it's like you can tell Scan doesn't have a lot of intel, right? He doesn't have ComSat. You can't get it this early in this type of play. And he's very carefully pushing the Reaver back. The Reaver is actually buying so much time that now I'm changing my tune. It didn't look like a good move, but the amount of time he's kept this alive and back here is pretty phenomenal. In fact, he didn't even make another Scarab. Oh, that was smart. I like that. I mean, Scarabs are cheap. At only 15 minerals apiece, but the fact that he skipped making, he's like, no, he's just going to push this down, no problem. Let's take a look now where we're at. So Tyson is taking his third Nexus. He's got decent saturation. He's down 6 workers, which, yeah, that sounds about right? Like, it's one base Reaver against a gasless expansion, which is basically the fastest expand you can get as Terran. But then he also did a bit of damage down here, denied some SCV production. So I would say that overall, the Reaver opening, it's like not... I don't think it did as well as it could. You know, if your opponent doesn't have the turrets ready, you can actually just win off of it. And obviously losing the shuttle and Reaver here was a little bit painful, but it doesn't... Like, as long as he doesn't die to a counter push, if he doesn't really take damage to a counter push, then I guess he's going to be all right and try to really fight back. Now, there is a Reaver out, a second Reaver coming. Siege Tank's moving up, but with the turret being built, it looks like it's just going to be Scan taking a quick third base. Now, looking over at the shuttle, I don't believe we got any shuttle speed upgrade or anything like that. He's just producing on 4 gates, sending over probes to that third base right now. A couple of vultures coming out. In fact, he does have mines, and speed is almost done. This is actually a really interesting follow-up from Scan, I have to say. I'm kind of like, my brain is racing watching this, right? Like, he went 2 factory siege tanks. He got 6 of them out here. And then he kind of just went into speed and mines on the 2 facts, adding on 2 more. I really like the add of 2 more. And now he's getting some quality scanning done. In fact, he's going to kill a couple probes here as well. 2 probes fall. 3 probes, 4 probes. Not bad. For 2 vultures to get 4 probes in this type of game, that's pretty phenomenal. So Scan has to be feeling really quite good about himself in this situation. Oh my god, but hold on, we missed this. The Reaver's flying into the main base, starting to get some SCVs here. Pretty painful for Scan. Sends up just a little bit. SCV's starting to fall. He's losing mining time as well. Oh man, look at this. He's just dealing so much damage to these depots. Look at that, 3 depots go down. Scan lost a lot of units too, though, so he's not supply blocked as of yet. The Reaver's shooting down turrets to get their way out of there. One of them ends up falling, but this was a great move from Tyson. I think this was very worthwhile, and I was wrong. He does have that speed upgrade, which is allowing him to do a move like this. Now, very low health on this shuttle, so it looks like he will fly out. Scan in the meantime, making some Goliaths, getting that range, also expanding, but suddenly it's looking a lot harder for him. He is up 5 workers still, which is a testament to his SCV production. But the third command center, not that fast. He does have the position reasonably well defended. Let's see, the Reaver coming in to try to say something otherwise about that. Ooh, does slow down the production of that command center. So annoying to play against there. But Scan spreading those siege tanks. In the meantime, back at Tyson's home, going up to 6 gateways. He's getting Zealot legs as well. Really macroing up heavily here. Huh. I tell you, this is a really interesting game, actually. The way that Tyson has kind of bullied him around a little bit with the Reavers and using them not as, like, key units that necessarily have to stay alive, but really diving in, getting some damage done. It's been pretty cool. But Scan, I think, has stabilized for the most part. I love that he has a Vulture up here to check because this is the most likely location for another expansion. It looks like Tyson figures, you know what, he's probably doing that. So sending 4 goons as well as an observer up that way. Has a lot of goons here on the high ground. Zealots being produced out as well. Those 6 gates producing nonstop for Tyson. Vulture's coming over and seeing the exact location of this proxy. Double speed shuttle now with those Reavers. Want to take another look at this base, see what else he has. Okay, so he does have Templar tech. And we have +1 on the way. Legs, of course, done. And yeah, just gateways producing. Looks like he's going to start adding a little bit of anti-harassment in the form of a photon cannon here. Tyson coming up. Ooh, actually takes a hit from that mine. Takes a little bit of damage there. A little bit of shields going away. But yeah, let's see what he can get done here. Scan's army actually not that strong. A lot of units in the main base. Maybe he thought he was going to be attacked there. Ooh, he might be able to break him here. Here we go. Tyson coming in quickly. And it looks like he's going to be in a bit of trouble. Those Reavers, how much are they going to be able to get? The Dragoons pushing forward. Hold on, though. There are a lot of siege tanks here. If those Zealots get chewed up, then the siege tanks can finish this up. But a few Zealots live and get forward. And that means that Tyson is going to break through this tank line. Beautifully done attack here. Just jumping on Scan before he was ready for it. Now the third base being lifted off. Only a couple siege tanks left over, but honestly, Scan looking pretty dead at this point. Tyson doing a great job of breaking through, of punishing this third base and all the fast expanding that Scan did this game. Wow. Some very solid PVT out of this pro gamer. And you see Scan kind of frantically at home here doing what he can. But as the units get into his natural, wouldn't be surprised if he just gives this one up. Yeah, the Zealot's running up, and I think that we are just about there for Scan. Like, even if he holds on, you're not going to be able to win the game from this point. Tyson, of course, expanding at the same time as he's killing off so many of the workers. Scan losing that worker lead for the first time in the game now. The scans go off as he tries to figure out how it looks, and GG is called. Tyson takes game number 1. All right, so game 2 of Scan against Tyson. It was a pretty masterfully done Reaver play there from Tyson with a great bust timing. You really have to be completely, like, what do you call it? Like, just have perfect defense, basically, in the early game as Terran. As soon as you start to get thrown off in that early game, things can truly snowball when someone knows what they're doing like Tyson did there. So hopefully Scan can kind of clean that up just slightly, you know, just the flying over the turrets a little bit with these Reavers, diving them in. I think he didn't really expect those kind of suicidal moves over the turrets. But, you know, those are what kind of got him out of those positions and made him lose a bit more than he should have, I guess. Well, we'll see how he can do here on Ascension. Ascension, I think it's a great map, but a little bit hard for Terran versus Protoss specifically, just because there's so many terrain changes. The more terrain changes you have where you're basically going from low ground onto high ground when you're attacking, the harder it is for Terran versus Protoss, because basically what it does is it allows Protoss to defend with less, which kind of makes it so that timing attacks don't quite work. Timing attacks coming out of Terran are very very exacting, where it's like, okay, if we have a completely flat map, or if you're attacking downhill, of course, you'll always win, but if we have a completely flat map, there's all sorts of different timings that you can do as Terran, where you just kind of fight well. But if you're missing half your shots going uphill, and that's where your opponent is fighting you, and they have things like Reavers on that ramp, it becomes it becomes basically impossible to do a timing attack. So this map forces you a little bit more into a big macro game. Like, this is definitely a map where you want to do some of the more old school types of styles, such as going for a quick 2-1 upgrade, and maxing out quickly. So we'll see what Scan wants to do here. He's actually going for the scout now, and we can see over on Tyson's side, he has gone Nexus first. Now, it'll be interesting to see if Scan actually wants to try to rush this. Excuse me, because Nexus first is pretty hard to stop on this map. It's a little bit difficult to rally your units over. The rush distance is slightly longer, and then also you're going through this little choke where things can be abused, right? Like, any sort of drilling, any sort of units here, it can be tough to make your army come through, or the SCVs and the Marines, correctly to engage against Protoss. We'll see, though. I'm not really sure what style Scan is going to want to opt for here. Is he going to try to rush him down? He is making Marines, so it still can be an SCV pull. Second gate coming up here for Tyson, who already has his core on the way. Yeah, third Marine, another depot. Okay, he's definitely going to do some sort of rush, some sort of pressure. First two Marines walking out. There is a probe standing over on this location to kind of rescout later on, perhaps. Maybe even go up here and try to block the exit for vultures. Over on Tyson's side, looks like we have a Zealot on the way. Probably go Dragoon directly after that. Yeah, and look at this. He actually catches the SCV drill. So it's going to be the very standard 8 SCVs plus Marines. We have 4 Marines already out. Vulture being rallied as well. And look at this. This is exactly what I was thinking Tyson might end up doing here. He's trying to make like a little wall. Try to keep rallying units from going in. But look, that's even one Marine that won't be in the battle now. Now, the Marine's waiting at that tiny choke I was talking about. Here comes that first Zealot. Now, this could be a mistake. Yeah, if Tyson went too far and the SCVs drill on top of him, he might end up losing it pretty much for free. Now, the SCVs come off of their stack. Bunker going down. Oh, God, look at this drill, though. Oh, that's huge. And it looks like the Marine's going to be absolutely slaughtered by the probes. Oh, I got bad news, guys. There's already 2 goons out. There's no Marines up here. He's bringing 2, but he doesn't have enough to break through and get this going. This is looking like game to me. Yeah, look at that beautiful body block, and even brings the probes. Even if you get the 1 Marine in, it's just not enough to take down the Nexus. You really, like, with this build, you have to kill the Nexus. There's not really a comeback strategy here. Protoss can just kind of macro up, and you're never, ever, ever going to catch up. He is laying down some... He is researching mines, rather. Even going to lose this Vulture. Maybe, maybe not. Gonna go over and try to repair it. Yeah, the amount of goons coming out, like, you need to get lucky like 1,000 times in a row to win this game as Scan. So, wouldn't be surprised if we actually see a GG as the goons come up. He is getting, again, that mine upgrade. He lost 1 Vulture. Mine upgrade not even done yet as the goons come up. And honestly, it's even okay to, like, let this goon die hurting the Marines because he has more goons coming up. So, I think that's it, guys. That's going to be a 2-0 for Tyson in this series. Well played. Good holds. Yeah, and should be seeing GG here just momentarily. I'm going to take out 1, trying to lay some mines. All right. And, of course, Tyson right now with plenty of workers, plenty of tech, plenty of production. GG.